Anybody out there? Cookie, did you have a good Christmas? Good to see you. We got Trapper John here today. I just trimmed his feet up. That video will be out Tuesday. Kind of doing everything backwards here because my camera batteries have all decided to start acting up. So I thought I had enough battery. Hi, Justin. We're gonna saddle old Trapper John here in just a minute. So he was pretty club-footed in the back and pretty long-toed in the front, but we got him looking a bit better. Your horse threw you the day before Christmas? Well, I hope you're all right, Cookie. Oh, goodness. Horses will do that, that's for sure. We're gonna... Oh, good. Good to hear that, Cookie. We're gonna let the stream go a couple minutes here, guys. Let some people get in here, and then we'll saddle him and work with him. I will try to do as much of it in frame as I can. I don't have the fancy thing that follows the horse around yet. I need to get it, but I don't. So, but Justin, how was your Christmas? Good to see you. We can go a little bit closer to Trapper over here. What? He was pretty good trimming him. He's kind of been a terrorist in the past, but he did pretty good today. We had a couple little lessons, but not too bad. So, oh, good to hear it, Dustin. Glad you had a good Christmas. So, how's everybody out there doing? It's coming into the stream. We're gonna let a couple minutes go by here, and then we'll get to working with Trapper. So, give me a message in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know you had a good Christmas, what you got, all that good stuff. So make sure and like the stream, that way it'll bump up. Cookie's here, that's good. All right, it says we got 48 people in here. That's good enough, guys. Go ahead and like the stream. That'll kick the algorithm up. We'll get some more people in here. We're gonna start working. Might as well start working right now. Why your horse not trying to eat your hat? Probably because my hat doesn't smell like horse cookies. He might though. I mean, you never know what he's gonna do. So, those guys that don't know, well, I'll introduce him. This is Trapper John. He's a long yearling quarter horse Clydesdale cross. We gelded him about a year ago. Howdy, Joe. Good to have you here. He's a pretty friendly little guy. We just got done trimming his feet. That video will come out Tuesday. He was pretty long in the toe. Hi, Susie. And pretty club-footed in the back. We're working on fixing that. I explained a little bit better in the video. Cookie says, I'm riding Cookie in the pasture, tackless. Right now, another horse might get me thrown. All right, perfect. Thank you, Joe. Hi, Kate. Looks like he loves eating. He does. He does not miss many meals. He's a pretty relaxed kind of guy. Yeah, he does. He does like carrots. He come up and got some of the Equine Health Solution cookies that we gave to him yesterday for Christmas. Most of them did. It was pretty windy though, so Luke and Thule were not wanting to be too friendly, but that's pretty normal for them. No, he is not for a race. He is a quarter horse Clydesdale cross. He will be used for ranch work for a couple years, and then I will sell him. I have two older siblings to him, both of which are doing really good for me. So, okay, guys. I'm gonna start. I got a curry comb. I'm gonna curry on him a little bit. Let's leave him right here. Pretty easy. So, just gonna curry him all over, let him know that, you know, this feels good. Doesn't hurt, nothing like that. Make sure that there's nothing under where his saddle's gonna go that'll bother him. Oh boy, trap. Okay, there's two things. Can I ride this horse? He's never been rode. He's not old enough. He's not even 2 years old yet, and I don't start him. I'll probably start him in about 3 months when he is truly 2 years old. Hi KG, how are you doing? It's about 11 o'clock in the morning here. I'm in northern Nevada. So, two things when you're working young horses. One of the best things you can do is just place that lead rope right in the crook of your arm. You got both hands to work with, and if you need to, you have that lead rope real quick. And the second thing is, you may notice when I was brushing him, I had this hand was doing the brushing, and my left hand here, I had on my elbow like that. What that does is it creates a brace between me and him to where he does something goofy, I have a little bit of space. This is an overly friendly herbivore dog. So, but we got him brushed out, so we're ready to throw a saddle pad on him now. I miss those ranch days. I'm lucky, absolutely blessed. So, he's been saddled once before, so I'm just going to show him everything. He's a pretty relaxed kind of guy. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. Do you break your horses too? Yep, that's what we're doing right now. I won't actually get on his back today, but saddling him's the first step of it. So if he wants to move around a little bit, it's fine. Put it on his back there. I'll lead him around just a hair. Now, everything you do from one side, of course, you got to do from the other. Take his saddle pad off here. Go around to this side. And throw it up on this side. There we go. Good job, trappers. Okay, we'll walk him around just a second here. Pretty relaxed about everything. Hi, Moonlight. Okay. Throw it up, way up over his neck here. Brush him with it all over. Let him know, hey, that feels pretty good here. Get him to where he likes it. KG, he is a long yearling. He'll be 2 in about 3 months. He is the youngest of my half drafts right now. Oh, yeah. Feels pretty good, huh? Morning from Silver Springs. Well, good morning from Fallon. Hope you guys had a good Christmas over there. I hope the wind wasn't too bad. It was pretty windy here. Hi, Dougie, and hi, Pamela. Good to see you guys here. Okay, I'm gonna get his saddle and we'll get a saddle on him. If something crazy happens, I'll try and grab the yeah, Justin, my dogs are Idaho shags. Ollie doesn't look like your typical Idaho shag, but both of his parents were. I don't know why he looks like he does, but they both are. But if something crazy happens, I'll try and grab the tripod and make sure that you guys can see what's happening. I'm trying to save some money up to get one of those camera deals that swivels and follows me as I work like this. So always windy. Welcome to Nevada. That is the truth. Joe, I'm a professional cowboy, so I will use him checking cattle, gathering, processing cattle in the corrals. I rope quite a bit in my daily job sometimes. So just all facets of ranch work. I don't do any like horsemanship shows or any reining or cutting or anything like that. But I do expect them to be able to do a little bit of everything for me, and most of the time they've been pretty good. Moonlight, he got a little colicky about a month ago, and we took him into the vet clinic. He was there for the afternoon, and the girls fell in love with him and braided his mane. I need to take him out or redo him or something, because they're getting kind of growed out, but he was pretty proud of having his mane braided, so we left it braided for him. So anyways, hi Wildheart, good to have you here. We're gonna get a saddle on him. Okay, you stand right about there, Pepper. Okay, like I said before, I'm just gonna let him smell all this so he'll remember it. And I'm just gonna treat him like a broke horse. I'm gonna throw it up there, try not to pop him in the leg on the other side with the stirrups or anything. And if you treat them like a broke horse, they turn into a broke horse. If you tiptoe around them, you gotta tiptoe around them forever. I'm gonna make sure he sees me. Just like that. Okay. Shake everything out over here. Now, like I said before, what you do from one side, you got to do from the other. So he kind of backed up a little bit right there out of frame. Cookie's my official spokesperson on the live streams, guys. So yeah, KG, the Vikings gave me a Christmas. They gave me and my wife both a Christmas Day present, because we beat the Lions and guaranteed the Packers a spot in the playoffs, so that was pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna move this just a little bit right here while I do this. We'll track. So like I said, I just treat them like a broke horse. Kind of the one exception to that is once I start to cinching him, I'll get my one wrap that I need right here. Okay, now from here I go tight all the way at once, just like that. What happens is if a colt's cinchy and you get that saddle halfway tight and he takes off and gets away from you, that saddle's going to roll underneath him and it's going to destroy it. So by taking and making that saddle, that sudden movement, all the way tight at once like that, on a touchier colt, it's probably going to booger him. Absolutely. It's one, going to get him used to that, and two, it's going to make sure that you've got enough tail between the lead rope and the crook of my arm that I can grab, and the tail on that latigo, I can keep that saddle tight and just work him in a circle and not have my saddle get destroyed. Oh, that's cool, Justin. You'll have to keep me posted on how your shag's doing. As long as the Lions don't win, I don't care who does it. And the Packers lost to the Bears in overtime. Yeah, that Packers-Bears game was a heartbreak. Okay, back cinch. I take up all the way tight. Let's see here, you kind of step back to where there's no space between his belly and that back cinch. Obviously, with him just being a long yearling, my saddle that fits Rush, who's huge, it's going to be big on Trapper. You know, the cinch is too long, the back cinch is too long, all that. But it will work enough for this. Okay, we'll put his breast collar on. Almost 2-year-old in a few months, just using a bareback bed, of course, this little guy. Rosie, I agree. Love and peace from the Arctic Circle in Sweden. That is awesome, Rosie. You're probably the northernmost viewer I've had. That is awesome. Love child, horses and childhood. I'm 35. I am 35 also, Moonlight. Same, I've loved horses my whole life. I'm one of the blessed ones. We get to work with them every day. Cookie, there's nothing wrong with starting in the bareback pad. Like I said, just treat him like a broke horse, and always keep your rope in the crook of your arm. That way, if she tries to, or he or she tries to get away from you, she can't. And once she learns that she can't, she won't try. I'm 16, wish I had horses, but live in crowded suburbs of Chicago. Well, KG, pray about it. Don't ever lose the dream. And once you're 18, move west and learn all you can from guys that are handier you. Yes, Justin, that is a gold mine. This one is kind of from 310. I sell these ropes on RubuckNevada.com. I bought this one from myself. I do love the gold mine, though. I love how heavy it is. It's the heaviest rope I sell. You guys can see how I'm moving out east, but I will definitely keep the dream alive. Hi, Linda from Western Kentucky. Good to see you. Hello from Northern Nevada. KG, just don't ever lose hope of your dreams. Justin, well, hello to Montana. One thing I've learned in my life is that if you spend your life working towards retirement, retire when you're 65, you're not guaranteed retirement. My dad did that in hopes that he would have a great retirement. He made it 1.5 years and died. Spent most of his life doing a job he didn't like. So, chase your dream, KG. Okay, guys, I'm going to put his hackamore on. Right here. Horse property is hard to come by, that's for sure. You guys can see how worked up about it, everything he is. Hi, Maria. So I'm going to take his halter and just tie it around his neck right here. That way, if see how he's trying to move away, I'm not going to move my feet. I'm going to make him stay engaged to me right here. Well, congrats on that decent job, Cat. I'm going to make him stay bent towards me. I'm not going to follow him if he pulls his head around. There we go. See, that's better. If you start following them, you know, working around over here, pretty soon they're just trying to walk off every time you go to put a halter or hackamore or something like that on. Okay, we'll transition now from my lead rope to my hackamore. Pretty simple. You guys have seen in the past, I usually use a buggy whip to reach horses in the round pen. I forgot mine today, so I'm just going to use a lead rope here. With this hackamore is way too big on him, but it will give him a feel of something on his face and just some more movement. Thinking to go to college, become a football sports manager, and eventually become a waterboard sports manager for an NFL team. That is awesome, KG. That's a hell of a dream to have. Okay, guys, I'm going to flip the camera around, take you guys out of the tripod, set the tripod down on the outside of the fence. What, are you ready to go? And we're going to start moving him around. Just going to take on the McCarty, half hitch it over that saddle horn. So hopefully it doesn't come off right away. Okay. Whoa, sorry guys. All right. Just going to put some pressure on his hip. I just want him to move around here. Get out, Baker. Go on. Not too concerned about what he does right now. Normally I don't. Come on. Trapper, you have to move. He's like, but I just want to be gentle. Okay, I am going to have to kind of get after him to move. If he just were to stand there and not move around with the saddle, he would never figure out the sounds it makes, the way it feels on his back, the way the cinches feel. None of that. Yes, good job. Okay, you go to this side now. Just want him to move. I want him to bang the stirrups off the fence. I want that saddle to make all sorts of noise. All I'm trying to get him through his head today is just that this saddle and this hackamore, they're nothing to be scared of. This is the second time he's ever had a saddle on, so he's doing pretty good. That's why I love these half drafts. They're pretty easy to get along with. Okay, I'm gonna switch directions with him. He comes right up to me. Good boy. Okay. You Justin packed all the colts. Packing colts is a pretty good way to get them used to carrying a load and whatnot. Hey, you're going. I didn't ask you to stop. I don't have a lot of country where I'm at right here in Fallon that's conducive to packing, so my pack saddle's in storage right now. But I definitely don't have a problem with that. I've done it. He's starting to free up a little bit. You guys can see that. I'm a big dreamer, and when I want something, I will not quit till I get it. That's a good mentality to have, KG. Eagle, he is almost 2 years old. All right, let's go back this way, Trap. Just a little tap on the butt there, get him to move out. These half drafts are so gentle that they don't have a lot of flight zone, or I mean, they'll just kind of stand there and take your pressure unless you get after them sometimes and really teach them that, hey, when I ask you to move, I mean it. Okay. Make sure he'll come back to us now. He's gonna. This pen's only round on one side, and it's got two 90-degree corners in it. Yeah, KG, I'll start him. If I remember, I will do it on a live stream for you. Hopefully by then I either have the deal that I can set on my tripod to where the camera will track me, or I will have somebody run the camera. Eagle, I will start him this spring. I will not climb on their back before they're a 2-year-old. Good boy. Thank you, Trapper. I'm going to give him just a minute here, and then I'm going to get my rope down and do some rope work with him. As I was saying, though, I will not climb on their back younger than a 2-year-old. In his 2-year-old year, he will get up to 5 rides, and they will be very short, like 10 or 15-minute rides tops. Get about 5 of those as a 2-year-old. As a 3-year-old, he'll get several of those real short rides. I don't have nothing. He's looking for cookies. And then some really short days working cattle, like a couple hours, maybe 3 or 4 of those days. As a 4-year-old, I'll use them for a few hard days, maybe 3 or 4 hard days, a whole bunch of short days, easy days, stuff like that. And then once they're a 5-year-old, I consider them full and ready to go to work. The half drafts, they are definitely big enough to carry a rider younger than a quarter horse. But along with that, their bones aren't any harder. The growth plates are still open, and they're carrying more weight in their own frame. My belief is that you shouldn't ride any horse young, but it is harder on the bigger horses younger. You know, if it takes me, if this horse is, say, a 5-year-old, by the time he's really starting to get handy, where, like, of course, a futurity guide, they can make that amount of horse, or they can instill that amount of knowledge into a horse as a 2-year-old, which is impressive. But those 3 years I'm behind at the start of his life, his bones will be that much better developed. He'll have less skeletal problems, and it'll pay dividends in his later life. I expect these horses to be sound up into their late teens, even into their 20s, where horses that are rode very, very young and hard, they don't make it that long. They give out. So, hi, Leo. Good to see you again. We got Trapper John saddled here. I'm going to put you guys back on the tripod now, because I'm going to need both hands for what I'm doing. I'm going to get that rope down, and hopefully I don't knock the tripod over and all that good stuff. Merry Christmas, Leo. Good to see you. I'm gonna get my rope down. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna change my mind again. I'm gonna work with him in his hackamore right here. It's pretty simple. I'm only gonna use the McCarty part, the get down part of my hackamore. Over here, Trapper. So you can see he follows me really well. Always better to be patient and take care of your animals so they can live longer and happier. Absolutely, Cat Dragon. You can see this hackamore's too big for him. It'll work for what we're trying to do today. I'm gonna pass this through here real quick and then kind of figure eight it in there. I would not ride him like this, but it'll take up some space to where it's not wanting to fall off over his end of his nose here. Like I said, this hackamore is way too big. This is the one I ride ration normally, but it'll work for what we're doing today. The struggle is real, huh, Cookie? So he's standing just right there for me. What I'm gonna do, what I like to do, is I like to stand right close to him. My side's touching him right here. Or I'll use my arm as a brace, and I'm just gonna pick this rein up real light, and I just want him to give his nose to me. Good, he did right there. I'm gonna set you guys back here where you can see. Okay, just gonna pick this up using real light pressure. Once he gives that nose to me a little bit, I'll release. We'll go a little more here. Okay, I'm gonna hang on to him right here. I am not asking for him to move his feet right now. I'm only asking for him to flex, so I will keep the pressure on him until he quits moving his feet and just gives me his nose. I know somebody's watching right now that knows a lot about hackamores, and they're like, what is this dude doing? The hackamore's huge on him. And you're 100% right. I grabbed the wrong one when I left the house today. Full on grabbed the wrong one. He's a good boy. Gonna do this a couple times here. He's a little bit short right here. Let's see if we can. Okay, get back once to this side. Good job. Okay, now I'm going to go one step past where I'm at right now. I'm going to get his nose to me, and I'm going to take just the tip of my thumb, or even the palm of my hand to start with, and I'll put it up into his ribs right where my heel or my spur would hit when I'm riding him. Thanks, Linda. What that will imitate is when I get on him, I'll pull up on that rein, say that left rein. Yes, I'm going to get on your back. He'll flex that way, and then I'll add some pressure with my leg, and then I'll ask him to disengage my hip. I'm just imitating that from the ground right now. Good. He gave me one step right there. I'm going to come around and do the same thing on the other side. Nose first, and then ask him to move his hip out. That's the basis for everything I do. should never, on a horse that's in the hackamore. Linda, we are teaching him some cues that he needs to know to be ready for when I crawl on his back in a couple months. I don't work with my horses every day. It's been a month or two since I worked with him last time. I'm not in a hurry with him. So right now I'm just teaching him to give his face to either side, and then when I push on his ribs, I ask him to disengage that hip away. Two separate commands. We'll ask him for his face right here. We'll hold it. Now I'll ask him for his hip. Okay, you can see he was kind of stuck right there. I'm going to do the same thing back this way. Ask him for his face. Just keep asking for his face right here. Ask him for his hip right here. Don't want to give it, we'll keep asking until he does. There. It's not going to be perfect right now. That was pretty crude. I had to really use a lot of pressure with both. I went from bumping him with the palm of my hand to bumping him with my thumb pretty good. And that's okay. We'll give him a minute to think about this, and we'll try it again. His name is Trapper John. So he is the youngest of the 3 half Clydesdale, half quarter horses that I have. Okay, I'll try him again here. Get him, bring his nose first. Didn't ask him for his hips yet, so I'm just going to keep asking him to flex. Gave his hip right there. We'll let him rest a second. This is the first time I've ever done this with him, so it's important to have grace and let it be crude. All we're asking is that as soon as I ask him for his hip, he moves it away. I don't care if it's a half of a step, as long as the response is very, very immediate. And of course, the first several times we're going to do this with him, it's not going to be. Baker, get out. That was a lot better that time. Absolutely right. Yep, you guys all got the right idea here. Yeah, I think you kind of cheated that one, but asking for his nose. That was pretty good. We were kind of bound up on a fence right there. He moved his front end to be able to move his back end right there. So he thought through that on his own, which was pretty cool to see. I like that. Bring him around this way. I didn't ask you. So I'm just going to stay in the flex right here. I'm going to stay with him. I'm not asking him to move his hip. Once he stops, I'll release the flex. Head on him. Okay, we're going to bring his nose over again. Got him to move his hips away. Okay, we're going to work on this right side. He's got it pretty good on his left side. His right side's a little slow. That's pretty common. That's why I always stress doing the same thing on both sides. everybody does everything from a horse's left side, and a lot of times it doesn't happen on their right side. Okay, I'm just gonna stay in the flex right here until he stops. I'm not asking him to move his hips. Okay, he gave to it that time. Let him back up where you guys can see here. Well, you plumb got it on that side. Why is this side so hard? Good. Okay, you guys saw how quick that was. I'm gonna unsaddle him and put him right there. He gave to me really, really good. He gave his hips to me really quick off both sides with very minimal pressure right there. So we're done for the day now. Take everything off of him, and I'm just gonna let him be a horse for a couple minutes here now. Let him smell the saddle. Linda, I've got 9 horses. What do you think of that, Trapper? So, next time I work with him, it'll be all this same stuff again. I'll be more aggressive about flopping the pieces of the saddle around, and thanks, Stars. He's a pretty cute little guy. It won't be 2 or 3 more times of this. Another couple months will go by and we'll be climbing on his back and starting to teaching him things under a saddle. Oh, goodness. But like I said, I don't get in a hurry with him. So, I'll stream here another couple minutes, guys, and then I will I'll end stream and go put him away and go start cleaning up the Christmas present mess. Over 30 cows and no horses, but I want a horse. There you go, Linda. You must be in the Midwest somewhere, I'm guessing. Trapper, do you want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi? Canada, okay, I gotcha. So I'm just going to let him play with that. As long as he's not hurting nothing, I'm going to let him explore it and smell it and taste it and all that, and he'll just be more comfortable with it next time. He needs to be, we brushed him before we saddled him. No, Mango, he is half quarter horse, half Clydesdale. He's the oldest of 3 full siblings that I have. Thanks, Danielle. He is a pretty good looking little boy. The video I got coming out Tuesday, we trimmed his feet before we saddled him here. He's kind of club-footed in the back, and his front feet need to be sat up a little bit, but we're getting there. Mango, he is a long yearling. He will be 2 years old in about 3 months. Give or take, maybe 2 months. I think he was a March foal. I can't remember exactly. Maybe he was an April foal. But we just saddled him for the second time and bent his nose around with the hackamore and used our hands to place some pressure on his ribs where my heel would to get him to disengage his hips. And he did pretty good for us, so we decided that was enough for today and we took the saddle off. Yes, Mango, this is northern Nevada. Linda, I did high school and college rodeo. Nowadays I'll compete in some rope-ins every now and then, but not any pro rodeos or anything like that. Well, what do you think, Trapper? So go back to smelling this here. Alrighty, guys. Anybody got any last questions or anything like that? Oh, you gonna be shy now? Trapper John is his name. He's like an oversized puppy that follows you. Yes, that's exactly what he is. He loves to be around people. Really? An alkali weed? Linda, I am 5'10". Hey, come here. Come here, I need you a second. I am 5'10", and he stands right underneath my armpit as not quite 2 years old. So, I have a hands and pounds tape I could put on him. I don't have it with me. One of these days I'll do that because I need to put it on Rush. It's been about a year since I've had it on the oldest of the 4 half drafts. So. He's a character. He's a gentle thing. Yeah, and just like a puppy dog. I like these half drafts. They kind of watch a cow. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, we're almost done. I didn't get it on video. I was on Hot Lips though, who is Trapper's older sister. She's a year older than he is. And one of her days of work that she got as a 3-year-old, it was the 11th time I rode her ever. It was about 3 weeks ago, and we were pushing a bunch of weaner calves up into a scale, and they didn't want to go, so we were having to go back and forth up and down the alley pretty good. And Hot Lips got mad and started biting cows to get them. When we get up by the scale and she'd have to really push on them, she'd reach out and she'd bite them, which made me pretty happy. Means she's paying attention to them. She realizes what we're trying to do rather than just the cues of going up and down the alley. She realized we were pushing bunches of cattle into that scale, and then they would go out the other side. So in her mind, we just kept doing the same thing over and over, and she figured out what it was, which I was really, really thrilled about. Hi, Maddie. We're just finishing up. Yep, I'm probably going to stream another minute or so. And we saddled on the live stream. We saddled Trapper John, and we didn't get on him. We just saddled him and bent him around to either side and disengaged his hips, and he did good. Cat Dragon, I will give Trapper a treat, you bet. Thanks for stopping in for the stream. Prior to that, before I started live streaming though, Maddie, I trimmed his feet. I videoed a little bit of that. We'll put that as the Tuesday video next week. So he's pretty relaxed about things now. I can do that, KG. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go get some lunch and start cleaning up the Christmas mess. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and hope you guys have a great weekend. Appreciate you guys stopping in for the live stream, and we will see you guys Tuesday right back here. Will do, Linda. Adios, guys.